Hey, what's up guys? This is Timmy and I's AP Stat midterm project, and our scenario is finding the average height of all 9th grade girls at Riverside High School. The first step we took to doing this was figuring out if this was going to be an observational study or an experimental study. We both concluded that this was going to be an observational study since there is no treatment being given to any of the people who we are asking. The second step we took towards doing this was figuring out if this was going to be a sampling distribution or not. By figuring this out, we can tell if we have to ask the entire population or only a certain amount of the population in order to do this. We concluded that this was not going to be a sampling distribution and that we have to ask all 47 freshman girls at Riverside High School for their height in order to find the correct data.
As Chris said, this was going to be an observational study. After receiving a Google form from Mr. Pastel telling us everyone in the high school, their grade, and their genders, we would be able to determine who the freshman class girls were. There were 47 of them. So using this information, we would make a Google form to assign to their homerooms, and we would try and get the average height of all freshman girls. So on the Google form, it would say like, what's your age, what's your grade, and then what's your height, right? And then and gender. After receiving this information from this Google form, we would be able to determine what the average height of the freshman girls are. If girls do not respond to this, we would be able to message them on Instagram and Snapchat because the accounts are just their first and last name. So we'd be able to find them. So that was how we would eliminate our confounding variables.
Once we have all the data from all the procedures that Timmy just talked about, we're going to look to create a few different things. One of them being a box and whiskers plot. Now, although this can tell you a lot about your data, the 5 things that it goes over is the minimum number, the first quartile, the median number, the third quartile, and the maximum number. The main thing that we are going to be looking at here is the range of our data from the smallest or the tallest height that we have, and any super high outlier or any super low outlier. From there, we can look to create a histogram, which has all the heights from smallest to tallest at the bottom, and on the left side is how many people had them. Some of the things that we will be looking at here is if this is symmetric or not, how many peaks this data has. If it has 1 or 2 peaks, we can see the center, which is usually the mean or the median. We can see the shape, which could be skewed to the left, skewed to the right, or approximately normal. The last thing we can look for in this histogram is going to be the spread of the data, which is the range from the smallest height to the tallest height. And then the last thing we can look to create is a dot plot, which is very similar to a histogram, but instead of boxes, they are dots with all the heights. And from this, we can also see a shape, center, and spread.